Hey, doctor, these are the patients who will be calling you today.
Hello? What? No, I can't remember. What? Your mother? Which one is your mother? Wait, hang on, Mrs. Fang. Hello? Hello, hello? 你叫什么名？等一下先。有啦，哎呦，啊 ？No。哎呀 ，hang on 啊。Hello? Hello? Yeah. No. The blue one is enough. One is enough. Chop. Why don't we do it like this? You can join me on a live show where we can chat about this and that. I will try my very best to answer all of your questions. All of your questions answered by this A Doctor. Okay, so come join me on my show on the A Doctor Facebook page. Come and ask me, A Doctor this, A Doctor that. I will answer this, and I will answer that. Deal. Hello, welcome everybody, and 恭喜发财，恭喜发财，恭喜发财, Happy Chinese New Year. So I hope you guys are having a good time. We are live on Facebook now and also for the first time on YouTube live as well. So you can join us through either of these platforms. Now, if you like what you see and what you see you like, don't forget to like and share and subscribe, all the usual, right? And blow this thing up. So with me today, I have got three sweet young things. Maybe you might think not so young, and actually they're not so sweet because they control their diabetes really well. And here they are. I'm going to intro them. Now, before I actually intro them, I have got these guests, right, and they have got fun facts about them. One of these fellas represented Malaysia in sports, right? Okay, so don't think that just because you have diabetes, you cannot be a top-notch athlete, okay? One of them was actually an ambassador for diabetes, right? Represented Malaysia in an international conference for diabetes, was an ambassador. You got to guess which one of these lovely guests of mine. And one of them, when I asked about fun fact, said that the fun fact is I like chicken rice. Okay, so which one of them do you think looks like they like chicken rice? Is it Jia Bingxin, who is my first guest, right? Say hi, Bingxin.
Hi.
Yeah, Jia Bingxin. Right, she ladies first, of course. And she will introduce herself a little bit more later on. Next to Bingxin is Gladwin Singh, right?
Hey everyone.
Hi, Gladwin. Okay. And finally, least and not last. Last but not least. Okay. Get myself mixed up. Okay, Jude. Jude Wong.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, so y'all slowly talk to me through my iPad. Who do you think represented Malaysia in sports? Who do you think, okay, was an ambassador, and who likes chicken rice? Okay, all right. And then to test your powers of observation, one of us is not married. One of us has just become a parent, and one of us just got married. So again, yeah, you guys got two quizzes here. One about chicken rice and sports, and then one about who is married and who actually has become a father/mother. Okay, but without further ado, let's talk about our guests. So can I have my PowerPoint slides, please? Sweet young things, right? What fantastic, lovely photos of you guys, right? Now, all of you have got diabetes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. But of course, it doesn't just define who you are. Why don't you just tell the audience a little bit about yourself, but don't tell anything about chicken rice and ambassador and sport, just because they have to guess, right? Okay. Yeah. Wait, let me send this to out there. Okay. Now, Bingxin,
Yep.
always ladies first.
Okay.
Intro yourself.
My name is Bing Shin. You can call me Bing. I have type 1 diabetes for the past 15 years. I graduated as a dietitian, and
That helps a lot.
yep. So and I'm currently actually using an insulin pump to manage my type 1 diabetes.
Yep. Not currently. You've been using it for
For
Yonky
I
dongs.
don't remember how many years
you
already.
don't
Yeah.
remember already. Yeah, I know. Cool. Okay. Over to you, Gladwin.
Right, hey everyone, my name is Gladwin, and I am diagnosed with type 1/LADA. I'm using Ryzodec to manage my diabetes,
Yep.
and
Out of
I've
insulin,
been
yep.
I've been diabetic for 4 months now.
4 months. Yep. Okay. So you have a baby diabetes, and we have a grandmama. No, not so baby diabetes.
Seafood.
And you are somewhere in the middle, Jude.
Yeah. So my name is Jude. I'm 22 years old. I was first diagnosed when I was 17 years old. So I've been living with diabetes for around 4 years now.
Yep.
And
Okay. So quite a spread.
and I inject myself minimum 4 times a day. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
So
cool.
life of diabetes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So that's a little bit about yourself. Okay. Now, I think a lot of people out there, they kind of think that diabetes, it only affects people who are older, and it only affects people who maybe are very unhealthy. For example, they might imagine that, obese, etc. But looking at all of you, ambassador lah, and and a lot of people sports lah, and a lot of people also think that you guys cannot eat chicken rice, cannot eat rice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, which is totally not true, obviously. Okay. So all of you have kind of like talked a little bit about how old you were when you were diagnosed.
Yeah.
Okay. So being a lady, you are very sort of like, I'm not going to reveal your age, but yeah, you were diagnosed, 15 years ago, and you were
Yeah.
diagnosed like basically, what is it now? 5 months ago?
Close to 5, but I think I'll say let's just say 4 lah.
4 months,
Yeah, 4 months.
Yeah. No lah, longer than that lah, I suppose.
Okay lah.
September.
Join in a bit lah. 5 months lah. 5 months.
5 months lah. Your blood test result came. I remember you said on Merdeka Day.
Merdeka Day, yes, correct.
Merdeka
yeah.
Day.
Merdeka 2021.
Yeah. Do you remember the exact day that you were diagnosed or not?
Not quite sure. It was 4 years ago, so
It was 4 years ago.
quite unclear.
I always thought it was longer than that, somehow, Jude. But yeah, okay. 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I remember.
Exact date.
Exact date.
Exact date.
Yeah.
What was the exact date?
19 March
19 March. Okay. Yeah.
2007.
2007. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean these are days that you will always kind of remember lah, I guess. Yeah. So how were you diagnosed? I think Jude, I remember your story.
I was not feeling that well, very dehydrated.
Yeah.
And yeah, I spent like I think 2 days in the ICU.
Okay. Yeah. You're pretty sick. You're pretty ill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were admitted to hospital. 2 days in ICU. Okay, and then like what happened?
So they tried like multiple methods, like gave me pills for like to bring the sugar down, because my sugar was I think 30, yeah, which is very bad. And so they tried multiples like pills, insulin, which showed that the insulin worked. So we just continued with that, and then the doctor confirmed that it's type 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you had a sort of a funny adventure when I first started seeing you, and we'll get back a little bit to that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Maybe next Bing. Yeah, what was it like when you were diagnosed?
So Actually, I was diagnosed at 17-year-old from 5 age or so. So that time,
Hey, like these people can
yeah,
figure out
people know
how
my
old you
age
are.
already.
Really?
It's
Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
I think it's very important to because I'm actually the first. I was just sharing with them earlier that I was actually the first in my whole family tree to have type 1 diabetes. So nobody in the family know about diabetes symptoms. So I was just having a lot of dehydration. I was just feeling very thirsty, and then I vomited, and then I keep on going to the toilet. It happened very fast in just that 1 week time. So my mom actually brought me to the usual clinic just to check up, and then everybody, in fact, the doctor also thought that I was just having food poisoning. So I actually went to the clinic, and then the doctor gave me a food poisoning jab, and then I went back home thinking that all of us thinking that I will actually recover, and then it didn't recover. So it was actually quite serious because the next day after the food poisoning jab, I couldn't see well already. So I was admitted very urgently to the emergency, was in the ICU like what Jude was experiencing for about 2 days, and then admitted for a total 5 days. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. And Gladwin, you have a slightly different experience.
Yeah, so I spent like quarter of my life thinking that I'm fine, you know, and then suddenly one day you start to experience the symptoms that Bing and Jude have just shared. You know, the thirst, going to the toilet constantly, and because you're always thirsty, you keep drinking more water, and you keep going to the toilet, and I get cramps in the morning, and just overall lethargic. And as usual, you know, you would pass it off as just you know, being stressed or sleeping late, you know, those unhealthy habits. Eventually, when the symptoms became clear that it was going to be diabetes, at first I thought it was, you know, something that I wouldn't get because didn't think that, you know, could happen to me. Got a finger prick test, confirmed that my fasting result was at 13.5, and straight away I was sent to the clinic where I did a proper blood test. That's when the results came out in on Merdeka Day, and that's when I straight away went to see you, Dr. Alex.
Yeah. So no ICU for you.
No ICU.
You see me.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, yeah. I see you.
Yeah. I guess lucky enough not to be in that situation as being Jude shared. You know,
because you caught on quite early lah. You didn't have to get admitted. Yeah. Okay. So that kind of brings me back to you, because even though you left ICU, left hospital with insulin, you actually went through a honeymoon period a little bit after that. Do you want to share what happened?
Yeah, the thing was, usually when we inject, we do like per unit of insulin.
Yeah.
So there was at one point where when I injected 1 unit, my blood still dropped.
Yeah.
So at that point, I just stopped using insulin, which how like normal people live their lives.
Yeah.
And then that went on for about, I would say, months. But then my sugar slowly, like, cause I kept monitoring like constantly. Cause I'm also worried I don't want to go ICU again.
Yep.
Not a very nice experience.
No.
So, then my sugar slowly, like, gradually increased over time.
Yep.
And at one point I needed insulin. So, and then that's when you saw me again. In the hospital.
Yeah.
So, honeymoon period, am I right?
Yeah, you went through a honeymoon period. So this is something very interesting because not everybody goes through. Did you get a honeymoon period? Not when you were. Now I just told everyone.
Now that I think back, probably it's honeymoon lah. Because last time, when you first diagnosed, right, your doctor will ask you to write logbook and things like that. I was still keeping my logbook, and then when I check it back, right, wow, my sugar level very easy to manage, and then it was quite nice lah. I believe that was actually honeymoon.
Sort of lah.
Yeah,
but you're
sort
still
of.
on insulin, right?
I was already on 4 times injection the time I discharged.
This fella, whether you call it lucky or unlucky, he managed to stop insulin for months.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a real honeymoon. Like, this is go round. Yours is like honeymoon go to Langkawi. His is honeymoon go around the world.
So real roller coaster lah that time.
Yeah.
Also quite sad when he came back. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how must it feel? How did you feel at that time? I mean, I'm sure all of you had a difficult time lah, accepting the diagnosis.
Mhm.
But how did you sort of deal with it or come to terms with it?
You mean after the honeymoon?
Ah,
I mean, because I was already dealing with it, so I already knew what to do. So yeah, just continue what I did before, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So it
you
was
were quite-
easier when I knew how to do it.
yeah.
Yeah,
What about when the first time it happened? It must have been a super big shock.
it was a lot of learning curve. Yeah, it was a big learning curve and a lot of calculations.
A lot of
Not gonna
calculation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we get to that later on.
Yeah, sure.
What you have to do in your head when you eat, for example, this. We'll use that as an example later.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Bing, what about you? Like how did
Actually,
it
it was
feel?
not too bad during the Form 5 age because I think it's because of the group of friends that I have, right? They were really supportive lah. But the acceptance towards type 1 diabetes only hit me when I enter university or maybe pre-U. Because that's when you need to tell your new friends about injections, about your type 1 diabetes. So that is hard because they have never been through the admission or being admitted to hospital. So my Form 5 friends, right, they are all very close to me. So they know what had happened. And they know that I'm not the person that usually binge on sweet food and things like that, and yet type 1 happened. But when you grow up and then you enter pre-U and university, people that do not know you, right, they will give you comments that probably make you sad lah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit, but when you meet new people nowadays, as you do for the rest of your life, whether at work or school or whatever, do you still have to go through, when they find out about your diabetes and insulin, etc.? What is it like?
Now it's okay already. It took me some years lah to be comfortable to tell a new person about my diabetes lah. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And Gladwin, yours is the most recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's talking about honeymoon. I hope to get one soon. Two different kinds of honeymoon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so everybody, you are recently married.
No, I mean, I can get two kinds of that honeymoon. That'd be
Two,
great too,
two,
right?
okay.
One with insulin, one without insulin.
Yeah.
Wink. So for me, coming to terms with diabetes was quite hard for the first, at least the first week. The first time when I met Dr. Alex, and he told me that from now on you have to understand that you will be treated as a diabetic patient. So that sentence hit me hard, and it took me a while to process it because even after I left the clinic, I was still thinking, is this all happening? Am I dreaming? But yeah, I didn't get a chance to share with other family members or friends, a few ones, from time to time, because I just didn't know how to start. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to explain myself. I needed some kind of reasoning. For example, if they say that, hey, let's go for a drink, and I'll be like, oh, about that. Yeah, I got to tell you something. I needed some kind of a catalyst to get me to tell the story. Otherwise, I just don't know how to bring it up. Because for a very long time, people assume that I let my life normally, with no illnesses whatsoever, and so having to share this information, at first it seems kind of embarrassing because I like to pride myself as someone a little bit more healthy. Take the stairs a lot at work, rather than taking the lift. So all these little things. But eventually, I have to come to terms with it, and I realized that sharing with people actually helps. If they're understanding, then they definitely will support you.
Yep.
I have yet to experience a negative one. I hope I don't. But we'll see what happens when that happens, right?
Yeah. So I mean, having diabetes is going to be not just a long journey. It's going to be a rest of your life kind of journey. Okay. So what is it like having diabetes as a young person? I come back to you. Okay.
What is it
So,
like?
we were going to say, you brought it up, you say got lots of maths to do, right? So you have to maybe explain to our audience what you mean by that, and let's say you want to eat this?
Okay, so for different people, you have different like ways your body react to insulin. Let's
Yes.
say.
Yep.
So as I said just now, the insulin that comes, we can adjust the dosage amount.
Show your pen.
Oh.
You bring
left
this
it
over.
outside. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah.
Okay. So per unit, let's say mine is like at 7 grams. So I turn it 1 times. That means that's 7 grams of carbs, and carbs like equals sugar.
Yeah.
So let's say this orange, in my head, this looks like 14. So
Very good.
7. So I just turn it 2 times. So 14 grams. So I eat this and I inject 2
2 unit.
units. So
Okay.
it takes some getting used to, because
Yep.
for different people, your reaction to insulin is also different. So
Yeah.
let's say Bing or Gladwin
Gladwin.
could have 1 unit 10. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they could inject less or
Yeah.
inject more.
Inject
It depends on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Wow. So you're like a teacher already. You put it in a very concise
Yeah.
method. Yeah. And of course, being you graduated as a dietitian, so like for you, maybe in a way it's a bit easier, lor.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But is it still difficult?
Like a single fruit like that is very easy,
Mm.
but eating out can be difficult because
Yeah.
you wouldn't know what the chef
Put inside.
put inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of hidden sugar
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, single fruit is always
Yeah,
always
single fruit is
easy. But when you
easy.
have something like a
Cheese baked fried rice, then you will
Wow.
make things very complicated. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
very
Very,
complicated.
very complicated. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean especially it's maybe I'm getting a bit ahead but it's not just about the carbohydrates that you eat, but also the amount of fat, etc., fiber, etc. Sometimes you have to
Yeah.
that in
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of yeah.
A lot of mind work lah.
A lot of mind work. Yeah. One of the other things is of course not just avoiding a high. It's not just avoiding a high sugar. It's also avoiding a low sugar as well. Yeah. So Bing, explain what does it feel like getting a low sugar? What happens?
My mom, she always asks me how does it feel like to
Yeah.
be hypo. So I was just trying to explain to her. It's like mabuk lah.
Yeah.
It's the feeling is exactly like mabuk, as in you are
Drinking too much.
drinking too much. It's
Yeah.
like you were very blur,
Yeah.
cannot focus.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be very sleepy. Yeah.
Yeah. You get the shake.
Yeah, shakes,
Yeah.
sweating.
Sweating.
Yeah.
Feel hungry.
Yes.
And that's because there's too much insulin
Yes.
for
For
what your
the-
body needs at
yeah,
that
for
time
the
lah.
food,
Yeah. Gladwin, you had some hypos as well.
Yeah, similar to being, the shakes,
Yeah.
the dizziness, blurriness at times.
Yeah.
And I experienced it a lot, especially the first few times when I started on insulin, adjusting to the dosage. And even with sports, I started going back to, jogging again, or just after long runs, I come back and I test. As I'm jogging, I start to feel like, whoa, okay,
Yeah.
things are kind of spinning around. Okay, I might need to stop and go back home and just check my sugar level. And it drops to 3 point something. And so, still trying to adjust to it.
So yeah, I mean this is part of it, having the diabetes, isn't it? Yeah, because it's like you're trying to avoid these high sugars that will put you in ICU, but at the same time you don't want to give yourself too much insulin because you'll feel mabuk lor, as you were saying. Yeah. I mean, did you have any really bad hypo episodes? Have you ever ended up in hospital?
So far no.
So far, no.
Yeah,
Pretty
fortunately.
good lah. Yeah.
Because you can always feel it unless I think it also depends on the person, right? Some people they can continue sleeping when they're
Yes.
hypo.
True.
Yeah.
Some people get used to it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. When they get used to it, it's like they can go down to 1.9 and still not feel anything, and then the next thing you know, they are pingsan already.
Yeah, but
So yeah.
it's also like an excuse to eat more, when you're yeah.
Okay. But is that a thing that regularly happens to you, where like you have to tell your family members, I have to eat first, or something like that?
Eat first? No,
Not
not really.
really?
No.
Yeah. Or do you ever get stuck in situations where, like, you order the food, then it doesn't arrive or something like that?
I mean,
really.
no. I always
Ah.
bring around like a small bottle
Ah.
that has Mentos in it, so it's like sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just
yeah.
backup.
So you
Yeah.
have a
Mm.
way to deal with it
yeah,
already lah.
yeah,
Yeah. And I noticed just now you give your insulin after your meal as well, so that you kind of already know what you've been taking lah. Whereas these
Yeah.
two I observed, you definitely took your Ryzodec before, and you
Yeah.
definitely bolus
Yeah.
before as well. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes like for chicken rice, the rice might taste sweet, so there's like
Mm-hmm.
they added some.
You guys are
Sweet
you
stuff
guys
with
are all
rice.
giving the answers to this. You're supposed to guess who likes chicken rice. Okay. Yeah. So far, don't worry, we don't have any comments just yet. But yeah, you're giving the answers to everybody already. Who likes chicken rice and who likes sports? So, coming back to what's it like? When you meet other people and
Yeah.
they find out you have diabetes, or your relatives or whatever it is,
Right.
what is it like? What are the things that you get from people and maybe like you don't like or
I mean, of course, they will always say, "Oh, you shouldn't eat like so much rice or like sweet
Mm.
drinks," but
Mm.
I won't take it like in a bad way, because in a way they're also concerned about you.
Yeah.
It shows that they care for you.
Mm.
So I'm okay with the comments. I got used to it.
You get used to it?
Yeah.
Like what are the most frequent things that people kind of like?
I think like eat less rice, because Malaysian dishes there's always rice
Yeah.
with everything.
Yeah. So you're obviously the guy who likes to eat chicken rice, right? Okay. Okay. Now they just have to figure out who's the ambassador and and if all of you, I might as well tell the
Yeah.
answer lah. Because at the end of the day, if y'all are all observant, you will notice that some of us here have got rings and some of us don't have rings. Okay, all right.
Oh, it's okay, I'm in the position.
Yeah, you have your ring on, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Okay. Extra bonus quiz question. Some of us here have tattoos, and there's only one person here that doesn't have a tattoo. So, can you figure out who doesn't have a tattoo? Oh, you keep quiet. I know you all know the answer already. Maybe later I get people to show their tattoo. Okay. So, okay. So, what about you, Bing? What do you get from people that just
Annoyed me. I think they meant good lah. But when they ask you multiple times, are you okay? And then I answer them, yes, I'm okay. Are you sure you're okay? Yes, I'm okay. That kind of frustration. But I know they meant good lah. Then another thing is maybe sometimes like during Chinese New Year, I taken my bolus, my insulin for some delicacy, biscuit and things like that. But they ask that, hey, are you sure you can eat so
Yeah.
much? But I have already taken insulin for that amount of food. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
but this kind of thing is not really like it's because they don't understand lah. It's not because of they purposely irritate me or what.
No.
Yeah,
no. But yeah, I'm sure that they kind of get that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are a lot of you who have already commented and sort of said that Gladwin chicken rice, Bing has a baby, and Jude likes sports. Okay. Gladwin likes sports, Bing is an ambassador, and Jude got chicken rice. Johnny Cole, hello, Sanofi Johnny Cole. Correct, got price car. Yalong there. I send you, Johnny. Next time you come to my clinic, I'll give you a gum. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of who does not have a tattoo, is it Bing, Gladwin, or Jude? Hello, Xue. Bing Shin does not have a tattoo, and what a lovely picture, Xue, of you and your baby. I think this is your second baby. All right. Wait. I've been told to go and stand. Okay. Yeah. Bing Shin does not have a tattoo. Right. She's waving at you. Okay. Hello, yeah, what a nice picture of you and your baby. This is Xue. Xue is having her second baby, and I think I looked after you when you were having your first, right? That was a long time ago. Okay. Now, coming back to you, Gladwin, what are some of the things, because you've been recently diagnosed, what are some of the things that you've encountered from other people when they find out you have diabetes, or from your family, etc.?
To be frank, most people are actually very understanding.
Okay.
I think there is an awareness about diabetes in Malaysia, and people understand. So the moment when I finally tell them, they can already tell me, oh, so are you type 1 or type 2? And which I thought was quite impressive. Because prior to that, I didn't know as much.
Yeah.
And having these friends and family members, asking me these questions, it was nice. Nothing irritating at the moment, maybe because it's only been 4-5 months. But yes, I do get the same questions. Like, are you sure you can eat that? Or hey, I think you should stop eating that already, or stop drinking that whatever the drink you have. Diabetes can you take this kind of alcoholic drink or stuff like that? So a lot of these kind of questions, and but as what being said, basically people mean well, right? And I've yet to experience any negative comment, as I said before. But yeah, I think so far it's just been nothing but support from family and friends.
Okay, that's really good lah.
Colleagues as well.
Yeah. So even work and etc., they've been supportive at all.
Yeah, I mean, with work, I'm just glad that my colleagues, my head of secondary, they are very supportive. They understand the situation. They've advised me to if you need to take extra days off, just to kind of adjust to your new routines. That was nice as well. And then when you have colleagues that also are diabetic, and they share their tips and their strategies on how they deal with their sugars, it was very refreshing. At least I feel like I'm not alone in this fight.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. So take Go Gladwin.
Yes.
Yeah. Your students know or not?
Students, no. I try not to keep that. I try not to share that at the moment, unless an opportunity arises.
Yeah. It reminds me of a story. You had a teacher who had diabetes and he had no idea.
Oh yeah.
He's gone now, but yeah. I think actually.
And hers is actually type 1. Yeah.
Type 1 too, yes. I treated her for a short while, so that's the funny thing.
I was actually very, very surprised when you told me that.
Yeah, you found out, right?
Yeah. I think at that point of time,
Seremban, isn't it?
Yeah, Seremban. Yeah,
I'm Seremban.
Yeah, I'm from Seremban.
Is that King George?
No, it's Putri.
Okay.
Yeah, Putri School. So, I was just thinking back, like, if at the point of time when I wasn't accepting my diabetes and injecting 4 times a day, bringing my needles to school every day, and I do not know why. Like 15 years ago, right, in Seremban, right, I was using syringes there. I was not using insulin pen. So
you guys are lucky, man.
So I was religiously bringing my syringe to school every day just for my lunch injection. So that was my friends are very supportive lah, but my family, they probably cannot imagine my life. How can I do this every day? How can I do this every pre-meal? So I was just thinking that if at a point of time and this teacher came up to me to share with me that she actually has type 1 diabetes, that would actually make me feel a lot better.
A lot better. Yeah. You got your pen on you or not? No, you left it outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. Okay. I thought I wanted to show
They can actually
people.
just throw it. It's like right.
Yeah.
It's okay. I want to show people the difference between what you had to do with the syringe, which is so much more difficult compared to the pen nowadays.
Yeah.
But now Jude, you're still studying.
I'm still studying.
You're still studying.
Still a student.
So do you? Like not just your classmates, but your teachers, etc. What's your experience with that?
I have not had like encounters where I had to like share with them because it's always me and my friends, the people that already know that I have diabetes. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to show your tattoo?
Wait, it's like
Now, a lot of you are guessing that Bing is the one who doesn't have a tattoo. Bing, you want to show your tattoo?
Yeah, I actually have a tattoo.
Sure lah.
Yeah, this is my tattoo.
Okay.
I actually have a tattoo on my wrist here.
Okay.
I okay.
Let me help you.
Okay, yeah. So I had this tattoo 7 years after my diagnosis.
And
I asked my mom for her permission lah. It's not a surprise lah.
Okay.
So it is a tattoo that gave a lot of meaning to me
Okay.
because I think I didn't really accept my diabetes fully. Like, no, sometimes you still ask the question, why me? Why is it me that I'm not a person that like to eat sweets, I like to drink gassy beverages a lot, but why me questions. So I actually started accepting my diabetes, and then about 6-7 years, and then I decided to make this tattoo to remind myself that diabetes is just a part of me. So there's a symbol here that says that I'm always greater than my highs and lows. And Dr. Alex, you mentioned that diabetes is not just about high blood sugar level. Sometimes it's also about low blood sugar level, the hypoglycemia. Yeah.
And in a way, right, this also serves a medical purpose. Because if you're ever found fainted by the side of the road, this is forever going to be on you. And so it's quite a common thing for people to get tattoos as well, so that medical professionals who are trying to assist you, they know straight away, oh, this person has got type 1 diabetes. So that sometimes can help with the way we help you lah. Okay, all right. So is it you who doesn't have a tattoo?
Is it me?
No, is it you? No, you have a tattoo as well.
I do.
Yeah, you have a
But
tattoo.
it's in my back, so
But
kind of
a bit difficult for you to take your shirt off, right? Okay, so maybe you can comment if you want the national sports athlete to take off his shirt. All you girls out there, then you just comment lor. So I'm the one without that tattoo. I'm so left out. Oh dear. Okay. Okay.
You can get one here, doctor.
Wait. I have to ask my mother first. Okay. No. So where's my controller? What's it like now? Just very quickly. Looking back. I mean, obviously, you know that story with your teacher, etc. That's really something, because I think times have really changed, because you can see from knowing that your teacher literally kept it a secret and sometimes probably didn't have the guts to take insulin in public, all the way now to, you know, you're very sort of okay with it, and in fact your work and your friends have been very, very supportive. Is there anything looking back that you would have done differently? How would you advise somebody who's just been diagnosed? What would you tell them to do? I think I start with you, since you're the most recent one.
Well, looking back, you know, if I could go back that time when I first got it, I think it would be just to take it one day at a time, because it's just a lot of information to process.
It is.
Because when you were speaking, telling me a lot of things, you know, my mind went somewhere. I was already just thinking like, oh no, I'm diabetic. What's gonna happen to me? Food, the drinks, everything, right? But it's important to take it one day at a time, you know, for your mental health, and also, you know, most importantly, I watched a video recently, and the title of the video also about diabetes, right? But the title of the video was that you're diagnosed, but you're not defeated. So that's something I try to live by. It's only been 4 months, but the first week or the first month itself was quite hard, just adjusting to it. And even when you say, okay, we have to start you on insulin, I'm so sorry. My first thought was what Bing was doing, right? The needle injections. I didn't know about the pen. Honestly, I didn't have that much knowledge until the nurse took a pen, gave it to me. I thought she wanted me to sign something. Turns out it was actually an insulin pen. Like, whoa, okay, times really have changed, and definitely made it easier to bring around. So yeah, I think just coming to terms, taking one day at a time until you're slowly ready to adapt to it. If I could go back then, that's what I would probably tell to my slightly younger self.
What about you? Eat more chicken rice.
No lah.
Okay, just kidding.
For someone who's just been diagnosed, I would say go find Dr. Alexander Tan at Sunway Medical Center. He'll help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the promo code. Okay. Yeah. If you come and see me and then you type in the promo code Jude Wong, I'll give you a discount. No, just kidding. But yeah, I mean, what would you have done anything differently looking back to 4 years ago when?
Done anything differently? I would say like be more open to like telling people like what's wrong with you. Sometimes
Yeah.
people ask me like, "Oh, are you feeling okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine, I'm fine."
Yeah.
Because I've always like tried to deal with it alone.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, you tell people, but then they can't really help you. You always have to like help yourself. So yeah, maybe like try to explain like what your situation is better to people. Then maybe they can help maybe a little bit. When you get low, or they can get some sweet stuff for you. Yeah.
Do you ever get tired having to tell people and explain again and again?
Maybe it's a bad thing, but I avoid telling people.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the situation requires it, lah.
Yeah, because I can handle it myself, so I don't really tell people.
Sure. I've got accidentally pressed buttons already.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And what about you, Bing?
Let me think.
If you go back, would you have done anything differently? Or another way to ask this question is, if you just met somebody who's just been diagnosed with diabetes now.
I think I will just tell the person newly diagnosed that I think I was diagnosed 15 years ago. I think I would be a very, very different person if type 1 diabetes did not happen to me.
Yep.
And in fact, I will have to say very proudly that I think I'm a better person now, even with type 1 diabetes. It's really because, a few things like compared to other people of the same age as me, I actually know, just now Jude was saying, he already knows what an orange has carbohydrate. So a lot of my friends did not know about this. So we actually know this much earlier, and we are already taking care of our health much more earlier than majority of people. And then I think last time when I was diagnosed at time, I took people's comment very serious or take it into my heart lah. And then later on I get very emotional and things like that. So I think I can't really explain or please everyone. There will always be a person that asks me slightly weird question about my diabetes. Okay? So I think the most important thing is I need to learn to love myself and accept this, because there will always be a person that come out to you and ask, why are you injecting? Injecting is a worse
Not
type.
good.
It's the not good type of diabetes and things like that. But they didn't know that actually type 1, you need insulin lah. You need insulin to be alive lah. There will always be people that don't understand. But most important is you be true to yourself lah.
That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. And I think, people already know who was the chicken rice lover. People already know who's the national sports athlete. And you, of course, represented Malaysia in Shanghai, playing a sport that actually, to be very honest, I have no knowledge about. And it's called
Ultimate Frisbee.
Frisbee.
Ultimate for short, yeah.
Ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay. National sports athlete. Okay. Chicken rice lover. And you are the diabetes ambassador. Because let me say to everybody that, Bing has actually done a lot for diabetes, especially type 1 diabetes in Malaysia. You represented Malaysia when you went to Abu Dhabi, right? 2014.
I think 2013 or 14.
2013,
Quite many years ago.
2014,
Yeah.
And you made all these friends from Philippines.
Yes.
Etc. But you also have, I think one of the things that you said, that you are alone in a way, which I would say actually in a way maybe, yes, in a way you're alone, but there's also a Facebook kind of a group, right?
Close group support group lah.
Close group support group. Yeah, none of all these doctors, doctors coming to disturb you, and
But we
these are
do
all
have doctors who are type 1
well,
themselves.
type 1s. Yes, I know some of them.
Mm.
Yeah, okay. Yes, in that group, and
Mm.
you kind of created and you kind of didn't create the group, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it was kind of existing, but you were the one who actually sort of made it available for the whole of Malaysia, which is fantastic. Anybody who has type 1 or you have a young adult diabetes and you want to know about this, you got to get in touch with Bing. How?
You actually can just search in your FB search tab T1D, stand for type 1 diabetes, T1D support group bracket Malaysia.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay. And you'll all get connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gladly, I'm sorry I didn't introduce you to Bing earlier on, but anyway, maybe one of the reasons for bringing you on the show is to introduce you to people. Yeah, I think for me, I think it's one of the parts of endocrinology actually that I really do enjoy, not to say enjoy, but I am passionate about treating people with type 1. So yeah, okay. So final question. What can others do to help or understand people with diabetes? Start with you, Jude.
What can others do to help?
Buy chicken rice.
No, definitely not. Don't overfeed them.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
very hard for them. How to help understand people? I guess don't stop them from eating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't stop them from eating.
if they're hungry, just feed them.
This is comment of the evening. If somebody is hungry, feed them.
Yeah.
It's such a wise comment on so many levels from the youngest person in the room. Gladwin, what can others do to help or understand people with diabetes?
I think just equipping yourself with some basic knowledge about what the different types of diabetes will help you understand better. So especially with situations like with being where insulin becomes quite a taboo. When people tell you, no, you shouldn't take insulin. Yeah, I have heard that before too. Even before I was diagnosed, that's the taboo that I hear about diabetes. So I think it's important for people to equip themselves with at least that basic understanding. So you know what you need to say when you are helping people with diabetes, not to hurt their feelings, but to be there for them, right? Because although the intention is good, sometimes words can cut deeper than the knife.
I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring all of you on this show, to sort of put it out there also that people with diabetes should be supported, and how can we support. Bing, final comment. What can others do?
I think a lot of people don't understand diabetes. Even if they understand diabetes already, sometimes they understand the wrong thing about diabetes. So I think how you can help to understand or help people with diabetes, probably maybe before you help them, you ask them first, like, how are you, or how did your diabetes happen? How is it like taking insulin? Yeah. Maybe be a good listener lah. Would be good for sometimes for the person with diabetes. Yeah.
So feed them if they're hungry. Learn more about diabetes and
be a good listener.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think we're all very, very important.
Yeah.
Okay. So just before we end, Xue has got a question, and I want to stand it and post it up. And she is actually asking, is it hard for somebody with type 1 to lose weight? Finding it difficult when I'm trying to lose weight, because if I take too much insulin, I become hungry. If I fast, then I become hypo. And I find it hard to lose weight even though I started on gym last year. Okay. So Xue, got a few tips for you. I'm going to start off. I would say that your breastfeeding helps. So now I was telling Bing, now you got 2 pumps. Okay? 1 pump in, 1 pump out. Okay? Right, closed loop. Right? Okay. And I think it's possible. I think this is one of the challenges of having type 1, having to balance your food, having to balance your insulin, and then when you breastfeed also, that will be actually sugars coming out of your body. So yeah, it's one of those things, but I'm sure you can do it, because now, from when I first met you to today, Xue, you're a completely different person already. You are mommy times 2. Okay, so well done. All of you are pretty slim.
Thank you.
So, Xue,
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, so Xue, tip number 2, okay, private message these 3 fellas. Okay, yeah, so type 1 diabetes support group Malaysia. If you do know somebody with type 1, or if you do have type 1, then obviously join the support group. It's really, really important. I know there are some people out there who have type 1 who are not part of the group. But yeah, I think it's a really important thing to have other people who understand you. And I think with that, I would like to say thank you to all my 3 guests. You have been great guests.
Oh,
Had a
thank
lot
you.
of your
Thank you for
experiences.
having us.
Yep.
It was
Thank you.
nice.
It was a real
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you to all 3 of you. Thank you to all of you who've taken your time to view, and don't forget to do all the usual Facebook, YouTube, like, subscribe, etc. kind of things. Now, Chinese New Year, 恭喜发财. How many pineapple cookies and kueh kapes and food did all of y'all eat? These fellas, they count what they eat. Did you count what you're eating or not? And Chinese New Year is still ongoing. So I decided that for the next episode, all of you would have put on weight already. And so all of you need to go on a diet now. What topic would you like me to talk about on the next episode? I've already decided it will be something to do with diet. Okay. Do you want me to talk about intermittent fasting? Do you want me to talk about the keto diet? Do you want me to talk about plant-based diets? So these guys in the studio, they've got all sorts of weird diets going on as well. Please let me know, and then whichever one gets the most votes, I will talk about it. So with that, thank you very much, and 恭喜发财 to all
Hey,
our
doctor,
viewers.
you forgot your ang pao.
Say louder.
Doctor, you forgot your ang pao.
What? Okay, so I forgot my ang pao. Standard thing is saying
恭喜发财。
恭喜发财 and this
Okay.
is for your baby.
万事如意。
Yeah, 万事如意，身体健康。
Yes.
Okay. And I did not give you an ang pao for getting married, so here's your ang pao for getting married.
Quite right. Thank you.
Because the answer to it is, of course, 3 of us are married. You're not married.
Yeah.
You have recently been married.
Yep.
Right? Congratulations.
Thank you so
Got
much.
married in December.
21, 12, 21.
21, 12, 21. What
Wow.
a fantastic number. 211221.
Helps with remembering as well.
Helps with remembering. Yeah. Okay. I like that number. And then you also said that you proposed on
I proposed to my wife on the 12th of January 2021. So 12/1/21.
Wow.
Fun
Wow.
fact: 21 and 12 are my wife and I. It's our jersey numbers. So I carry the number 12. She carries number 21 in the frisbee team that we play for.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
All this, you are a type 1, type 2. Got 1, got 2. Okay. I didn't have time to talk about it, but yeah, type 1.5 diabetes, somewhere in the middle, right? We had a little bit of honeymoon,
Gray
a bit of
area,
this, what we
yeah.
call LADA. So lots of 2s, lots of 1s. And I think with that, goodbye everybody, good night. 恭喜发财.
Thank you for watching.
万事如意. Bye.